Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at source materials today detailing a crime that's, well, it's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, really unusual. We got these reports about a man in Seoul. They call him Mr. Kim. He robbed a bank.
Right, but the reason why he did it is, honestly, it's something you just wouldn't expect.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack that why. What do the sources actually tell us about his motivation? Go beyond just the surface facts.
Because this story isn't about greed, is it? The sources make it clear he wasn't after the money.
Not primarily, no. It sounds like he was desperate to escape his life.
But getting arrested.
Yeah.
By deliberately going to prison. That's the hook here.
It is. So the sources, they paint this picture of Mr. Kim. He's reportedly in his early 40s, living at home with his mother in Seoul.
And his situation. Not great, according to the reports.
No. Unemployed, no girlfriend mentioned. And the sources suggest he felt, like he had absolutely no future. Kind of stuck.
And a key factor highlighted in the material was the home environment, specifically with his mother. Yes, the sources emphasize this point, that he was apparently constantly being nagged.
Yeah.
About his life situation, presumably.
Constant nagging. You can imagine how that wears someone down.
Right, and the reports describe this tipping point. He felt just completely exhausted by it all, like he just snapped.
And his thought process was...
explicitly stated in the sources, which is quite striking. He apparently thought, this life is worse than hell. I'd rather go to jail.
Wow. So jail seemed like an improvement.
That's what the sources present as his core motivation. Incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, okay, his goal is prison, his method, robbing a bank. But the sources say he wasn't exactly prepared.
Oh, not at all. The accounts really stress how impulsive it seemed. Like zero planning.
No rehearsal, no demand note written out.
No mask. Didn't even have a fake gun or anything intimidating. The reports say he had a fruit-peeling knife.
A fruit knife. And a bag, presumably for the money.
That was it. Just walked into a local bank branch in Jongno.
And what did he say? Just
walked up to the teller, handed over the bag, and basically said, put the money in. This is a robbery. Just like that.
How did the teller react? The sources mention that, right?
They do. Apparently the teller was completely shocked, said something like, wait, what? For real?
You can almost picture it. He must not have seemed very threatening.
Probably not. But teller complied. Put the money in the bag.
And the amount. We know that from the reports.
Yeah, 600,000 won. The sources give equivalents, roughly 130 US dollars, or maybe 15,000 Thai baht.
So really not a lot of money, considering the crime.
Definitely not, which again points away from financial gain being the main driver. But the most unusual part, the bit that sources really focus on, is what he did next.
He didn't run.
Didn't even try, just stood there.
Stood there, after robbing a bank.
Yeah. The sources have this amazing detail. He stood there like he was waiting for the bus.
Because he was waiting, wasn't he? Waiting for the police.
It certainly seems that way. His goal wasn't getting away from the bank. It was getting to jail.
So the police arrived.
And there's no drama, no resistance. The reports say he just calmly handed over his ID card.
Handed over his ID?
Yeah, apparently with a little smile even.
Yeah.
And said, I've been waiting.
I've been waiting. Incredible. And the interrogation confirmed his motive.
It did, according to the sources. He calmly told the police he just wanted to go to prison.
And their reason?
Because, and then the reports quote this directly, getting yelled at every day at home is worse than jail.
Wow. Just lays it bare. It all comes back to that pressure from his mother, that feeling of being trapped.
Exactly. The sources frame this whole event as being driven by this intense, specific personal pressure. It led him to do something completely counterintuitive, seeking prison as an escape.
So, summing up what these sources tell us, this wasn't a crime about getting rich. It was an act of profound desperation, a really drastic attempt to find any kind of refuge.
Yeah, a search for escape, but in a direction most people would never consider, which leads to a final thought for you, the listener.
What does this story, as presented in these sources, make you think about?
When someone feels completely trapped, like Mr. Kim apparently did, what forms can escape take? His actions suggest it can look very different from what we might normally expect.